My people, no be small thing o. As e stand right now, the information wey dey reach us, e be like say na because of Musa want to really fight the Boko Haram. That's why dem sack am comot for the page of being Nigeria chief of staff. As e stand right now, e get one video wey dey trend, and this na the moment wey Senator Enyinnaya Blâst the Blast APC and their government, the government of Nigeria, the game wey they play with the life of Biafrans and Igbos at large. Please, this video is a video that I want you to watch and share so that other people go still get the information and know wetin dey go on. Truly, Nigeria is a failed state and is falling apart. No matter whatever Tinubu is doing to keep himself in office is making things worse for the country called Nigeria. Nigeria is a company created by a British in order way for them to sustain their economy. And today, the highest graduates in Nigeria will run to UK to seek for greener pasture. And still yet, those who claim to be one Nigeria are seeing the atrocities and evil that is going on in the country. And yet, because of their ignorance, they keep on shouting the umbrella of one Nigeria. Give me any one black man that have gone to the land of white man, change even their name, the purpose of creating a country and naming the country as well. So Nigeria is a totally a failed state. If you believe in one Nigeria, the more you serve Nigeria, the more Nigeria will happen to you. The more you work for Nigeria, you will surely come back in shame. Please, I want you to share this video and watch these videos I'm going to play to you and drop your own opinion in the comment section. Hashtag #FreeMazinnamdi should be what you will drop for me in comment. Share this video.
What else does it take? Let us all die. You know, the federal government just turns a blind eye. And I continue to say, and I have sat on the floor of the Senate and I've said it. Why has this federal government not ever opened their mouth to say that the herdsmen are terrorists? Why? Why would this federal government not ever agree that all those people who are carrying AK-47s are killing people are terrorists? Yet, it was so easy to quickly go to court to get an injunction and declare IPOB terrorists. That means that in the mindset of those who are running this country today, they see some people as their enemies. They have not come out of the Civil War. 50-something years later, that you can go back from the end of the Civil War till today. If you go from the town of Onitsha to Owerri and go from the town of Owerri to Aba, you will get not less than 140 police checkpoints. Every 1 kilometer there's a police checkpoint. What do? They're not checking for security. They are simply extorting money from commuters on the road, from bus drivers, KK drivers, almost. People pay to be posted to the southeast. And you leave the southeast and you're driving all the way to the rest of the country. You don't see the same type of intense policing, let's put it that way. So what the question you will ask yourself is, why are we different? Or why are we treated differently? That happened a long time before the question of IPOB came. They didn't bring people because of IPOB. It is the fact that all these things had happened, that there was a deliberate policy to cripple all the ports in the southeast region, Port Harcourt, Calabar, Warri, all those ones. None of them is working. You will have to take everything to Lagos. And so you're an importer in Onitsha. You must go to Lagos. The shortest one to you is Warri, actually, before even Port Harcourt, One, all those ones. Why? You can't have a ship pass through there. Why? No dredging. Why is there no dredging? Federal government policy, no contracts for it. So you ask yourself, If this is like this way, then that means that there is a deliberate policy to keep us down or something. And so, what is the reaction? Two ways. You appeal or you fight. And so, you have two sets of people in the Southeast now. Those who want to, let's continue talking, let's see how we can resolve this issue. And then those who say, no, we're already down and out. What else does it take? Let us all die. You know, the federal government just turns a blind eye. And I continue to say, and I have sat on the floor of the Senate and I've said it, why has this federal government not ever opened their mouth to say that the herdsmen are terrorists? Why? Why would this federal government not ever agree that all those people who are carrying AK-47s are killing people are terrorists? Yet, it was so easy to quickly go to court to get an injunction and declare IPOB terrorists. That means that in the mindset of those who are running this country today, they see some people as their enemies. They have not come out of the Civil War. 50-something years later, they are still fighting the Civil War. And so what they do today is that they come and call us. I'm a politician. I'm one of those who are seen as, and say, oh, don't worry. If you just be with us, we will make you president. And they think they are talking to fools. And they tell us, oh, don't worry. This is time for Igbo president. No Igbo man wants a president. What we want is that you restructure this country so that me and you, Ladi, we are seen as citizens. So that if I carry an AK-47, you jail me. It's not if I carry a flag, you jail me, and then I carry an AK-47, you say, leave him, he's our brother coming from Burkina Faso. How can that be?
But you haven't touched on what I said.
And what is that?
Top of the day, ladies and gentlemen, this is a matter of urgency. If the service chiefs are going to go, the two ministers of defense should go too. Bello Mutawale and the other one. Most especially, what is happening in the Ministry of Defense. The office of that Mutawale now is now like a meeting point for Zamfara APC. I'm not sure that has ever happened in the Ministry of Defense. And we want to understand what is the circumstances behind the sacking of the Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa. I really want to understand that. And even the Ministry of Defense have not posted the picture of the new Chief of Defense Staff. Instead, they posted the picture of Christopher Musa with a sad emoji. That's to tell you, even within the armed forces, there is problem. Just so you know, Boko Haram are now attacking the Nigerian military with drones. Do you know what that means? Not kamikaze drones that would go and crash and bomb, no. I'm talking about precision drones that you can actually send them with bombs to go and drop and go back to where they came from. Drones that can actually travel 50 kilometers. Those are the type of drones that Boko Haram are using. The recent attack in the Maiduguri-Yobe road that Boko Haram did on the Nigerian army, that 6 soldiers lost their lives, another 6 were terribly injured. Before those guys went for the attack, Bulama Bukarti said from reliable sources, the guys told, their information reached that particular military base that Boko Haram are going to attack 3 hours before they came, and they, even with that information, they still defeated the Nigerian military. But the only good thing that the Nigerian military did was they did not allow them to get into that particular base. That was the only thing that they did. If not, Boko Haram, they were very technical in this attack, including landmines, to the extent that after the attack, they had to pause commuting on that road to get hold of the remaining landmines that those guys have planted. These guys are using heavy weaponry, even much more advanced than that of the Nigerian military. Every Nigerian should be worried. Every Nigerian should be concerned. But, well, I think the sacking of the service chiefs is more of a political move. It has nothing to do with the security problem of the country. There is nothing to do with the security problem of the country. It's a political move. There are skirmishes around that there is going to be a coup, this, that. But it's not. To me, I stand to be corrected. You see, this chief of defense staff, he has been one of the best chief of defense staff we've had in a while. Yes, General Christopher Musa. And now his videos are just surfacing of some of the very, very technical and critical observations he have had on how to combat terrorism. So when is this going to end? If Boko Haram now has the impetus and guts and the audacity, before they went for the attack, they went to a village and gave the people rice to cook for them. They cooked the rice, they ate the rice before they went for the attack. That's to tell you how they have underestimated the strength of the Nigerian military. This is a cause for alarm. Nigerians have to be worried. We have to be worried, because if now Boko Haram can just sit in the comfort of their zone and send drones with bombs, there is a problem with the security architecture of the country. The people that are supposed to protect the territorial integrity of the nation have been subdued due to heavy weaponry. What is the way forward? Peace and blessings.
Conclusion: APC have something to do with Boko Haram, and they have to tell Nigerians the truth before they find out. Because if the Nigerians fully wake up and find out that APC are truly the responsible of Boko Haram, everybody who is hand is inside, everything you labor for years will gone in a blink of eyes. Nigeria is burning. When the flames goes up, no one can stop it. Your police, your army. That's why they always like to ask them to shoot, to put fear in people. But someday, people will resist that fear and stand their ground. That time you understand that the police know how to run. The army itself know how to run. Even their thoughts know how to run. A day is for thief, but one day is for owner of house. Keep on marginalizing people, suppressing people with your government. Some days, the power will fade off and the people will realize they are sleeping for too long. It is very close. It will happen. That is a promise. That is a revolution. And that is a true speech. I'm telling people the truth that Nigeria will burn someday. Nothing will stop it. For those of you who are ignorant, you think that being a part of political party changes anything in your life. Rather, it contributed sorrow, pains to you. This is what they made you to believe. You are APC and you must stand for APC. They will share the money you collect. You sold all your future, your children's future, and put yourself in the pain. And you are PDP, you are Apoga, you are obedient, you are this. All these things is rubbish. In Europe, when one political party are not getting things right, others emerge and demand for a true leadership. Please share this video and drop your own opinion in the comment section.